Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming to Deb Chanel's 48th World, where we do reviews on reality shows, soap operas, and shopping hauls, and anything else that I feel like I want to talk about and do a review on. That's fair, isn't it? I think so. Okay, today we're going to be talking about The Young and the Restless that aired today, Friday, the 13th of May, 2016, and it was a pretty good episode, guys. At least if you want to talk about just Phyllis and Billy getting it on, because that's pretty much what the show was really detailing. And then they were putting little bits and pieces here of Victor and Dr. Gates' father, who happens to be the judge of the Judicial Review Board of the prison that Victor is housing himself at for the next 10 years. But we know that's not true. He's working on something as we speak. Okay, but let's get right on into it. Okay, we're recapping from the last episode. And of course, you know, where we initially stopped off was pretty much with Phyllis and Billy. But let me give you a little summary of what we're going to be covering today. And it goes in to say Billy and Phyllis confront their feelings for each other, while Chelsea has a heated visit with Victor. Alright, we go right on into the first scene. That's Phyllis and Billy. Both are making out, playing, I guess, foreplay on the steps of Billy's house, inside of his house. Then we go to Lily, Hillary, and Jack. Lily is calling Hillary a scheming, selfish bitch. Jack tries to intervene between both women, and he's kind of looking very shocked at Lily, because she's never displayed that type of rage and outburst and throwing alcohol. I thought it was water yesterday, y'all, but it was alcohol. So it should have burnt her eyes as well. But anyway, Jack pretty much, like I said, get everybody under control. And then we go from there. We leave, and we're with Dr. Gates and her father, Judge Gates. And she's pretty much calling Victor a friend that actually did her bidding by convincing her to come out and talk to her father. And like I said, shot the shit out of me, because I was like, is she really clinging to Victor? Because isn't that against their code of ethics as practicing medicine? They're not supposed to get that close to a patient of theirs that they're treating in the prison system. And touching is definitely not allowed, I'm thinking. And then you're going to call an inmate a friend? I'm like, she is so vulnerable. But anyway, we move on from there. Well, her and her father have a nice lunch or whatnot. Or dinner. Early dinner, I think it was. We go to Chelsea and Victor. Chelsea is asking about, well, Victor is asking about his grandson, because it really is an unexpected visit that she would pay her father-in-law at the jailhouse. But, he's trying to make pleasantries, and he's asking about his grandson, Connor. And Chelsea just totally shuts him down. She said, hey, this is not a social call. I'm here on business-related matters, and I'm just letting you know, basically, whatever you're trying to do, Victor, granddad, father-in-law, it's not going to work. Adam and I are going to make sure you spend your 10 years locked up behind these here bars, because you deserve it. You pretty much have lied, stole, borrowed, didn't pay back. What else? She's just pulling all of his dirty secrets pretty much out to his face. Basically in a nice way. But he's like, why do you think I am doing something? And she goes on to say, we know what you're trying to do. It's not going to work. Nobody's going to believe you. You're going to do these 10 years. We got you on this one. We know what you were trying to do with the judge. So, no, it's not going to be an issue. So, pretty much Victor kind of nice nasty shuts her up. So we leave there. We go to Adam and Judge Gates. Adam is introducing himself after, he didn't really interrupt him because he had left from his daughter and them having their early dinner anyway. So he wasn't really, what do you call it? Interrupting them, because he pretty much waited till he left his daughter and she went her way, which probably was back going toward the prison, and then he was leaving for the night, I guess, to go home. So he pretty much introduced himself to the judge, tried to make him remember him by going to some engagement they both were at, and I think he half-heartedly remember him, but he gives him the benefit of the doubt to express what he wanted to, excuse me, tell him in public, and he made it a very verbal statement, loud verbal statement, that he wasn't going to be doing any pleading or, listening to any case that's, reserved in the courthouse, and it wasn't nothing like that. Basically, Adam wanted to give him 411 to a 911 situation he may have later on with his daughter. He's going on to tell him, who he was the son of, and he's incarcerated, and he may try to use you, since he's helping you and your daughter get back to communicating with one another. He kind of uses stuff like that to his leverage, because everything Victor do, which is my father, he does it with a purpose, and it has to be something that he wants out of it. So it's almost like he was just really nice, nasty, warning him of Victor Newman's antics, and how he kind of like one hand washes the other type of scenario. He thinks business is in every aspect of your life, including your personal life. So even with your grandkids, with your spouse, everything is a business transaction of how he likes to look at things. So that's what he's basically trying to get the judge to look at if you have any more interactions, or his daughter may bring up the inmate's name. Just be forewarned. So he took it in advisement, and he quickly got Adam on his way. So we leave there. We go to Victor and Chelsea. Victor is telling her it's his job to protect them. That's what he does. When you get in trouble, who has to bail you out? Who has the resources? Who has the long hand that can reach people? Even even when I'm in jail, y'all saying I'm my ears to the street, and I know everything before y'all know it. So, I may be locked up in here, but I damn sure know what's going on the outside, and I know what's going on with y'all. And to me, it don't look pretty. Y'all all crumbling down. Like I told you would. You couldn't survive without me. Victor think he God anyway. He think he the creation of everything that matters in this world. And everybody should bow down to him. And that's pretty much how he's been living on this soap opera, because he's been on it for a very, very long time. But anyway, Chelsea goes on to say she don't need his help. She don't need nothing from him. She needs him to act right. That's why he's pretty much behind these bars. And when they're hoping that he at least served the bare minimum, which he got was 10 years. Could have got a lot worse. But they want him to serve every last minute of those 10 years. So, but he goes on to pretty much tell them, y'all got me in here, so y'all gonna have to pay the consequences. Alright? And that's pretty much how he left it. So we go back to Kane and Lily and Jack and Hillary. Kane hears all the commotion. He because the women are still battling each other. And to my knowledge, it seems like Lily is pretty much ready to throw blows with Hillary. She don't even care. She can't say anything, but she know she can definitely put hands on her. And of course, if Hillary wanted to press assault charges, then yeah, Lily will be looking at going to jail. And then all that little hard work, excuse me, with keeping the secret that's between Devon, Hillary, and Leo and Dr. Neville. All of it will come spiraling loose on a little yarn that is tightly wrapped around. All of it will just come, falling onto the wayside because Lily and her temper is going to start the unraveling. So pretty much Kane had to separate Lily. Jack took Hillary upstairs, and she needed to go upstairs because she needed to change her outfit because Lily had dashed her with a glass full of alcohol. So we leave that scene. We go. Well, we don't really leave it because Kane is pretty much telling Lily, I thought you worked this out. I thought you was going to keep all this information on the down low. So why are you going in and attacking that woman? And, Lily was explaining to him. She basically she just saw red. And everything she wanted had Hillary's name on it. And she needed to get her. And yeah, she knows she needs to calm her nerves. She don't need to be told about all of that. And she was kind of feeling herself when her and Kane was pretty much trying to discuss the issue in a nice tempered way. That's how Kane was trying to do it. But Lily was kind of still hyped up, and she wanted to like show her behind a little bit more. And I know she's just fighting for her brother, and she's mad at her daddy for putting them in this predicament that they're in. With Devon having, she don't care if her daddy go to jail. That's just how upset she's with him about. But she don't want Devon to go to jail because he's just a nut in love, and he just got with the wrong woman. But that's his heart wanted her, and that's just the way it is. So we leave there. And then, no, we don't really leave there yet because Devon comes in and he's asking about the commotion, and Lily's giving him the 411, and Kane is pretty much agreeing with Devon, saying, yeah, he told her he don't keep secrets from his wife anymore, which he shouldn't be keeping secrets from her, period. But, I guess he missed that memo. But Lily's saying, you should be regretting why you married her, but then in turn, you should be trying to figure out why you are letting her hold all of this on you. You should be regretting that decision. But anyway, we finally leave there. We go to Phyllis and Billy. Both are still making out. They don't went from the steps to the bookshelves to pretty much the sofa. We go to commercial. We come back from commercial. We still on Billy and Phyllis. And they're still going through every little fixture or appliance they can lay on, or whatever. So it's a hot mess right now. But they both are enjoying themselves. But like I said, they end up laying on the sofa, and I guess they get busy after that. We go from there. We leave. We go back to Hillary and Jack. Jack is asking Hillary about what is going on with her and Lily, and of course, she don't know really what to say, but then she's a good liar, so she makes something up on the spot. And she goes on to say, it's that drama with the sister-in-law and the struggles of, trying to fit into an already made perfect family. And, Lily's still not liking her about having an affair with her brother when she was married to her father. So it's those dynamics that are going on that we're dealing with privately, I thought, until she went off on me, in front of you, and that's where we are. So, Jack is giving his condolences of, where she's being treated, and he hopes things get a little bit better, because all parties that are involved are pretty good people, excluding her, because he was just ready to throw her out of business anyway. But, he had a change of heart, and so, but he knows Neil's character. He knows, he really don't know Neil's character. Now, when it comes to the personal side. But he knows, what's her name? Lily's side. He knows Kane is good and Devon is good. So, and like I said, he thinks Neil's good till you figure out what he's done to Hillary and made this, pickle of a situation he's in sour. Okay. We go from that situation to Devon and Lily. They still cutting up with each other, still getting into it, but she loves her brother, so she's gonna give him several passes, but she's really telling him to get that girl in check. Okay, then we go to Kane. He's chiming in that, so you're saying you accept what your father did to you? He's looking perplexed. Devon says he's not really saying that. It's just he felt some responsibility in all that has happened, because if it really wasn't for him sleeping with his wife at the time, which is now his wife, they wouldn't be going through all these different dynamics. Neil didn't need to feel like he needed to get revenge, and Hillary wouldn't been in that position where she fell off the cliff. Then, Neil, he thought they would have thought he had pushed her off the cliff, understanding the dynamics that was going on. That he was this heated, what do you call it? Thought. It's when, someone afflicts you with unnecessary pain, even though it's just not physical pain, but it's like you hurt them in a sense when it comes to their feelings. So they were saying, y'all were married, she had cheated on you, and you were seeking revenge, and you just let your actions get the best of you. Now, couldn't it be that you really did push her? And at the point, I think she knew, but she was in a coma, and she had lost her mind or lost her memory for quite so many months, several months. So they would have looked at him. He would have been in jail for at least 3 or 4 of those months until she came out of her coma or her amnesia. So it was just a whole big mess. So that was the lie they pretty much came up with. There was no winner out the situation. Everybody had played their part in this big devastation. So they just have to go, until just everybody forgets about itself, or statutory limitations have exhausted itself with nobody can prosecute. Okay, so we go from there. We go back to Adam and Judge Gates. He's still trying to convince the judge that his father is manipulating his daughter, and he's good at getting people to do what he wants. He seems like he's have a person's heart in mind, and he's trying to do right by them. But like we've lived and learned from him that he does nothing, for the pure enjoyment of seeing somebody else being happy. He does it for his own good. So, and his own intentions of what he wants to happen out the situation. So we go to Victor and Chelsea. And Chelsea is saying, why are you punishing everyone that puts you behind bars, even though you know for a fact you deserve to be here? And he was like, are you kidding me? Y'all put me here. I've been protecting y'all. She goes in and argue with him, not letting him really finish his sentences or anything of that nature. And he said, okay, y'all were wrong for putting me here. Y'all have to find some responsibility, or bear some responsibilities, and there are consequences. He said, like y'all said, y'all put me in jail because I had did something to every last one of y'all that y'all did not like. So I'm here. What I lost my family, I lost my company, and I lost my freedom. So these are the consequences of me being in prison. So I'm facing my consequences. So how I look at it, y'all will have to pay for y'all's. Everyone pays for their decisions one's make. That was his motto or his statement to him. To Chelsea. I was tickled pink. But anyway, we go to commercial. We come back. We're on Hillary and Jack. Hillary is still telling Jack about her family drama. Jack is being very supportive by listening to Hillary. She's totally telling about her affair she had with Neil while still being married to Neil with Devon when he was blind. And when he first had, I guess he was working through therapy when he had, I think, surgery on his eyes to get his eyes back to where he could see. The first thing he wanted to go tell them when he heard them in the room, he saw them in the bed making love. So that was just, it was just a big problem then. So I wasn't watching the stories around that time, but I've seen Neil when he get explosive, even when he was with Drusilla at the time, and she was doing similar to same things with his brother. So those dynamics seem to roll in the soap opera world. They like to play those scenes to just see how us, the viewers, would take it or gravitate to it. But anyway, he was pretty much telling Jack the whole spiel or the gamut of the whole hate-love relationship they have for each other right now, her and Lily. So he's, hoping that it gets better because he likes the Winters family, each and every member. and he wants them to see them repair themselves. But he's also going through the same thing pretty much with his wife and his brother, but he doesn't let on to any of that information to Hillary. So we go to Billy and Phyllis. They finish making love. Billy is telling her how he had been wanting and waiting for this particular thing to happen between them to play out. And she's not saying anything. She's actually trying to get up and go. And, talking about she's ashamed and all this. But, yeah, whatever. I guess it wasn't what she expected. I don't know. Or who puts the pipe down better, Jack or him. I'm not sure. Because she was too much ready to run from him and to act like nothing happened. When, no, you done gave up the goodies now, honey. You're going to have to decide between which man you want. That's a bigger decision you must make. But anyway, we leave there. We go to Dr. Gates and Victor. Dr. Gates is telling Victor about her pleasant visit with her dad, and that she was very glad that he talked her into extending an olive branch to him and repairing their broken relationship, and that everything seemed to be copacetic, and they're going to do it again real soon. So he's very pleased to hear all of that. Then we go to Chelsea and Adam. Chelsea is walking into their home, and she goes in to tell Adam, as she's trying to situate herself and get on the sofa and make conversation with him, that she went to see his father. And he's like, "What is the moon for? What possessed you to have an idea to go do something like that?" And then she goes on to tell him, he was just half nice, nasty, pessimistic, sarcastic. The whole conversation was just really a bust. But she just wanted to put her 2 cents in, that let him know we one step ahead of him. But we all know Victor's always 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7 steps ahead of his opponents, which happen to be his loved ones sometimes. So, pretty much they got to keep their eye open for that joker, because you just never know. But at least that we may have slowed him down by tarnishing his respectability with the doctor's father, may give some more insight, and they won't take it too lightly for what he's trying to do to help mother and father, daughter and father, repair their relationship. It wouldn't make a big deal. So he was also telling Chelsea that he's the kind of judge that Victor wouldn't like, because he's not the kind that he could buy. Okay, we go to commercial. We come back. We're on Billy and Phyllis again. Billy's telling her she and he wanted each other for a very long time. Phyllis don't say nothing about that. But she goes on to say she cannot do this anymore. And I'm like, who you kidding, Phyllis? Please. Been over there, I don't know how many times. You've been on stolen kisses, I don't know how many times. Please, just go tell Jack you want a divorce and move on or whatever. We go on to Hillary and Jack. Jack is asking Hillary some personal questions this time. He's asking her about the affair, how it transpired. If he's not being too greedy for information, but he does it in a way where he's not really letting on to he may be just going through the same thing, the feelings that she was having, but the 2 people that are involved is pretty much his wife and his brother. But he's asking some poignant questions to kind of understand where Phyllis may be in all of this, and why she's seeking to be with his brother for whatever the reason may be. So we leave there. We go to Hillary and Devon. Because that's when Devon pretty much walks in from the previous scene I just got finished talking about, in on them. But they're not doing anything. They're just talking, sharing a moment. And of course, Jack doesn't give him any leeway that they're talking in personal instead of business. He just let them know they're going over some statements or business jargon, and that he is pretty much finished with everything, and he was gonna be leaving shortly anyway. So he pretty much escorts himself out, and Devon comes in and motions to Hillary, trying to see what's going on with her. But she goes right in on him, saying what your sister did to me, and through alcohol in my face and this, that, and that. She just going all in on him. But he just went on and stopped her, grabbed her, gave her a hug, like any good husband would, to let her know that, I'm sorry she did that to you. No, she didn't tell me that. But she did tell me she was going to keep our secret. And then she goes in and say, okay, she should, after throwing a drink in my face and hurling all these insults in my face and in front of Jack, But anyway, we leave that scene. We go to Kane and Lily. Lily's telling Kane that they're going to have to do something about this Hillary situation because she can't live with holding that kind of secret in for very long. Not when she, meaning Hillary, is treating Devon wrong. She's treating Dad wrong. Pretty much everybody she's gotten to be putting like a wool over their eyes, like a sheep's in wool's clothing, and she can't do it. She's gonna say she can't have nobody holding that kind of stuff on her, and trying to use them as when she pulled a string they supposed to jump, being the puppet master and stuff. No, we can't have that. So we're gonna think of something to bring her down. And Kane's all in for it. He's all in for the Mission Impossible with his wife. Okay, we go to commercial. We come back. We got Judge Gates meeting with Victor. This is Victor's good day. He got all these darn visitors coming in here and there. And it's just crazy. Crazy, y'all. I don't understand. Too many visitors in one day. But anyway, that's where we are. He goes in and introduces himself. And of course, Victor already know who he is. And he's pretty much telling Victor, I had to come and pay you a visit because I talked to your son Adam, and he was telling Victor, I think you're trying to use my daughter. Are those your intentions? Because it's not going to work. And, Victor looking at him like he's crazy. So then we go back to Adam and Chelsea. And pretty much Adam is telling Chelsea about his little run-in with Judge Gates. And, he goes in to say, I told him everything negative about Dad, and hopefully he got my act. Or he's not my act, but he got all my points, and he's going to take it to reference. So, his daughter don't get caught up into something she knows nothing about. So then we go back to Hillary and Devon. Devon is asking her if she's keeping the secret to protect herself only, or she's trying to protect everybody. And then she just, she looks at him like, you getting on my nerves. You know what I'm saying? You really getting on my nerves. And she's starting to give me the tease. Like, she's kind of like, when I said Max with the demon seed, she's giving me that impression too. Like, she's a demon lady. Because it seems like she's so hell-bent on having this successful track plan to get into, I don't know, controlling the world or somehow. Because, she's in a very good position where I'm pretty sure she's making 6 or 7 figures. But it just seems like it's not enough for her. So, I'm very confused with it. But Devon definitely don't need to be with nobody that power hungry. Because that's not even his attitude or his mannerism or his whole makeup. So, that's a train wreck ready to happen. Everybody just need to go to jail, get their time in, and then come back out and be, fresh, smelling like a rose. Everybody smelling like roses. But then we go to Lily and Kane. Lily's telling Kane Hillary doesn't love Devon the way Devon loves her, and that's unconditionally. Hillary only loves people that can get her from point A to point B. Once you can't take her no further, she pretty much gets rid of you and pick up with some other joker that can. Now she got her nailed down to the T. We go to Adam. Adam is remembering his moments or stolen moments with Phyllis on this last encounter that they had. And it gets him so frustrated that he takes a glass and he just throws it into the fireplace because he wants her. It seems like everything he wants he's not being able to have. So that is really pissing him off. And I think he's just a cannon or a firecracker waiting to go off. He's just waiting for the ammunition to be lit. We go from there. We go to Jack and Phyllis. Phyllis didn't know Jack was going to be at the athletic club. That's where she got herself going to get her mind together, get her thoughts, her feelings right prior to going home and facing Jack and all of his insecurities, as well as his thoughts about what's may be going on with her and Billy or what may not be going on. But as we all know, she just got finished sleeping with his brother, so he was on the right track to begin with, okay? So she's just trying to figure out how she can get over that hurdle. But she didn't know that she was going to be running into Jack because Jack was up there having a little business meeting / personal talk with Hillary. So she was kind of surprised when she saw him. He was coming down the step. And then he was like, hey, I don't like the way things, was left between us earlier. And I would like to talk about it. Can we have dinner here and just discuss a little stuff? So, she half-heartedly don't even want to be bothered with him. But, she is his wife. And he makes a valid argument. So what could she do? I mean, she could take a shower, but maybe she took one before she left Billy's. But I don't know. Anyway, we go to a commercial and then we come back and he's pretty much asking her, can we clear the air? Is there something going on with you and my brother? Can we talk about it? We move from there. We go to Victor and Judge Gates. Victor still, what do you call it? Judge Gates is still talking to Victor about his visit with Adam. Victor goes on to tell him that, hey, look at him. My son is a pathological liar, and his wife, she came to see me too, and they think I'm cooking up something, but they're crazy. She's a con artist. So it's like they were trying to put dirt on him. He's putting dirt on both of them for the Mr. Judge Gates to take in consideration as well. So Judge Gates not hearing what he likes from any of them. And he just want to stay clear of all of them pretty much. And he just letting Vic know, look, whatever you may be saying may be true, but guess what? I got my eyes on you, and if my daughter says something out the pocket, left field, I know you really were trying to use her and all your charming ways to get something good with us back again, making her realize that family is everything, and just forget everything that happened in the past and try to move on, because they both been miserable without each other. But guess what? It's not gonna fly. I ain't trying to get you out of jail. I don't want to hear no plea about giving you mercy and pardon you for anything. So just as long as we're clear, I'm hoping we never have to have this discussion again. And I'm hoping my daughter don't come and tell me something about you either. Because, I'm seeing the way you operate. Because look how you talking to me. But anyway, we're a man of the world. Both men of the world. So you do your time. And if you do your time, the whole 10 years, maybe we'll have something to talk about after that. Other than that, we ain't got nothing to talk about. So, it kind of made Victor mad that, his son Adam and his wife would come at him that way. But knowing Victor, the way he does things, he kind of anticipated having some things not go right. So I'm pretty sure he got a plan B, C, D, E, F, G, because he getting out of jail. Don't know how it's going to happen, but he getting out of jail. Okay, then we leave that situation. We go back to Adam and Chelsea. Chelsea wants to celebrate their little milestone victory of possibly stopping that avenue that Victor was trying to go down to get released sooner than later. Hopefully have crumbled and failed, meaning there's no access to that road anymore, so he's going to have to try another way. But again, Adam said, I don't know if we should celebrate because, Dad always come up with something else up his sleeve. We may have stalled him, but we ain't stopped him by no means. And then she said, well, honey, let's just celebrate. And we think we got him. And go out there and grill or something and put on your little chef apron. And, I'll kiss the chef. Or some mess Chelsea was talking about. But anyway, he thought it was funny too. And I didn't see him go up, do no grilling. But, it is what it is. We go from that scene, we go back to Billy. Billy's still remembering their sex encounter that they were, doing on the steps, doing on the book cabinet, everywhere they could get their fill on until they landed on the sofa. And then at the end, when it came back after their love making episode, they were both on the floor. And she was laying on his chest and this, that, and the other. But it is what it is, like I said. But she gets up and she tries to get away from him, put on her clothes and all that kind of stuff. He remembers that also, and he gets, mad, and he wants to take his revenge out on Jack. So I'm sure that he's going to come up with some more shenanigans to, get what he wants. And right now, he wants Phyllis. So we go to Jack and Phyllis, where they're still sitting down at the restaurant. He's still trying to make heads and tails of where their marriage is at this point, and the trust and all of that. So he's talking it out with her, and he wants them to be honest about their feelings within the relationship about each other. So he just asked Phyllis just straight into the point, are you attracted to my brother, Billy? And of course she, takes it, like he just threw a ton of bricks on her head, and she just don't know how to take it. But she know exactly what he talking about. And, I'm like, she might well gonna tell the truth, because it's gonna come out, because Billy wants her. So, he ain't got no charm about himself when it comes to holding his mouth and his words. He has no filter. So she better tell him something before Billy tell him, because it ain't gonna be nice how Billy gonna say stuff. So that was it, you all, for the Young and the Restless. It was kind of slow at times, and then it was kind of funny at times. But hey, it gave me what I needed. I'm anticipating, Billy coming in and starting some more crap. I know that much. And, he's just almost like on a downward spiral. And, I don't like to see nobody going down like that. But Billy done did too much dirt. He don't want to get right with his wife. He want to, mess with the lady, the buyer for Dillman's. And then he want to turn around and go mess with Victoria. Messing her up when then he wants to want Phyllis. He just all over the place. So, I don't know. I guess he got out of spiral when Jack had conspired against conspired with his wife and got him out of the company. Doing that passkey situation. And, that's still pending on his brain and on his heart. And that's still hurting him. So, I guess he feel he need to hurt everybody in his path that was a part of that project, too. So, y'all have a great weekend. I will be back Monday, God willing, giving y'all more play-by-play, blow-by-blows, how they throw it on Young and the Restless. And we'll be solidified in getting our entertainment together. But okay, guys, y'all have a great weekend, like I said. And I will see you on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.